My name is Marek, and I'm happy you want to start the journey towards healthier version of yourself today. As you're here, you probably tried multiple ways, and you still have some doubts about the effectiveness of the tools that you used in the past. So stay with me until the end, and I give you more details on the new transformation event that I'll be hosting soon. I'll be inviting everyone who is willing to spend 3 months with me, working towards healthier body, healthier mindset, and building healthier version of yourself. I'll dedicate a huge part of my time, so it won't be one of these 14-day extreme transformation challenges. I know it might not be as well selling as those, and maybe I'll get less interest because of that, because it will be 3 months, so you need to dedicate your time. I'll dedicate mine for sure. I will transfer all the knowledge, and it will take time. It will take efforts from your side. So my goal is not to sell subscriptions to as many people as possible. I want to help as many people as possible. If it means only 10 of you will trust me and my approach, I'll happy to help 10 people rather than destroy 10,000 people health. Believe me, I'm with you. I spent almost more than 4 years going to the gym during my university times, and with pretty much no results. Before I dedicated 2 years for education and learning basics of this topic. So it's theory put in practice. After that, I spend even more time helping others with practical advices and helping to align healthy balance between discipline and flexibility. And if you're not going to fitness competition, there is no need to push yourself to your limits and harm your body in a way. You can get fit without extremes, and there is much more chances you will sustain this result after the desired date. So let's say if you want to get ready for summer, wedding, photo shoot, you will be able to keep this result after that as well. And here are just a few examples of the results of the participants of my program that achieved pretty decent results. And now I'm going to repeat this transformation together with you. Especially for this purpose, I gained 12 kilograms of weight during the last 8 months. So get kids away from the monitors. I'll show how I look like now. I have been working my ass off with the long carb evenings. Let's not scare kids. Let's go back to the basics. So now I have pretty much similar problem as you. It's a deep inside world and wide bone structure, but don't count on my indulgence as a fellow sufferer. I won't feel sorry for myself, much less for you. I'll make you work hard first of all with your head and then with muscles. It won't be fan and fast as you probably would like to, or majority of bloggers are promoting, but you will get results. So shall we begin? Imagine a person who is overweight and what he needs to do in the first place. Well, if it's a lady, most likely she's looking for some diet on the internet with name. Yeah, like the buckwheat diet, unloading days, loading days, vegetable days, dairy days, and so on. But the problem with the diet is that if there would be a diet that really works, it would be just one, and me and you and everyone would know about it and use it. But right now there are about 20,000 officially registered diets, and they say that new ones are constantly being created because of demand. It's not difficult to create one. Those are usually posted by some girl or guy, so-called content makers, who use their social network to create new trends. So our weight girl chooses some kind of diet for herself. Yeah, if she decides to speed up the process, then perhaps she connects some physical activity. What kind of physical activities and exercises ladies do? Any kind, pretty much, of workout that would not cause her to grow the terrible muscles, not to look like a man. And yeah, 10-15 minutes jumping jacks or 1,000 burpees at home without any weights. normally. In the West, this fashion is almost gone, but here we're just getting momentum of this. You probably know authors like Cinti, Body Rock. We have a very popular project, Matt Drying, another internet obscurantisms, which are designed specifically for office plankton, I would say, and housewives who want a quick, fun, and preferably simultaneously burn fat and pump their glutes kind of program. Um, and let's say if a guy want to lose weight, he's looking for some kind of workout plan to pump fat into muscle, preferably, ideally fast. He might include some non-banned add-ons. But now let's turn our logic to choose the best kind of exercise for fat burning. You and I need the coolest fat burning workout program, right? But the problem is that there is no such things as a fat burning workout. Thank you, goodbye. There is no such thing as physical activity that specifically uses the belly fat or other our hard to reach places. Any physical activity uses three types of energy at once: proteins, carbs, and fats. Any type of physical activity that you choose will be new to you, and it will cause increased caloric expenditure. For someone who is overweight, like me, it makes no difference what kind of exercise it will be. Yes, it can be chess playing, playing in the pool, walking with a dog, jogging. It makes no difference. That is additional type of physical activity which will cause an increased expenditure because you are not adapted to it. But over time, your body will adapt to that particular type of physical activity. If you ever watched amateur marathons, for example, where amateurs run long distances, there are basically people among them that are overweight, right? How it happens? How do you get a person that runs a marathon and is overweight with lots of or with some of extra fat? Well, it's simple. The body has adapted during the training process, and each time it expends less and less energy for the same amount of work that it does. So basically, the selection of the workout in the initial phase is not important because there are no fat burning workout programs, but any kind of additional energy expenditure will cause you to burn fat as long as you are not used to it yet. Look, at some point of time in your journey, you've definitely heard the term, if you want to lose fat, you need to incorporate running. But cardio is to strengthen the cardiovascular system, not to lose fat, not to lose weight. Each type of physical activity has its own purpose, and it's not to lose weight. High intensity training like Tabata protocol is not about weight loss. It's about improving your oxidative capacity. Fancy CrossFit, it's not about losing weight. It's about improving strength and endurance. Yoga for weight loss is also a term that you have probably came across, but it's not to lose weight. It is about acquiring sublime spiritual and psychological qualities of state of mind. A type of exercise like Pilates, fitness, aerobics, aqua aerobics will have a definite goal, and that is not to lose weight. If we need to spend a large amount of energy, then surely we need to choose the type of physical activity that will spend the most of this energy during the performance of the physical activity and some when our body is recovering. So there are four pieces of energy expenditure, and we'll go now through all of them. So first and biggest is the heat production. So our body expends energy to maintain the body temperature. So if it's cold indoors, our body expends energy to maintain the body temperature, and even more energy expended when it's much colder. This method can be in principle used if you move to a permanently cold place, but even if you move to Antarctica, the problem is that you are still adapting. So that is a very ineffective way to influence energy expenditure, I would say. The next one is synthesis, and mainly I'm speaking about the protein synthesis. So in biology, protein synthesis is an essential process that keeps cells functioning, and protein synthesis definition is the process that cells use to create proteins. Proteins are the building blocks of cells, and synthesis means to make. So protein synthesis is the process of making proteins. Synthesis of protein structures does not mean all the protein in your body. Protein of internal organs, blood protein, and so on are not synthesized. The only protein that is synthesized is from skeletal muscles. By synthesis, we will mean hypertrophy of muscle tissue. And this is where two rules immediately come into play. First one, in order to ensure maximum synthesis, our training program have to aim at engaging primarily large muscle groups. So it's legs, back, delts, and chest. And second rule, during the execution of exercises, it's necessary to involve more muscle groups in these exercises. And those are basic multi-muscle exercises. The third point is a resynthesis. Resynthesis is a recovery of something old, something that we already used or spent. And we will mean the resynthesis of glycogen, which is the most expensive and the best source of energy for our body. And the fourth nominee is a mechanical work. And mechanical work is divided into domestic household activity, which we do daily, and the workout itself. So the most effective program should include all three elements: synthesis, resynthesis, and the mechanical work. If you look at the bigger picture, our body expends energy. About 80% is metabolism, 10% is the thermal effect of food, and the remaining 10% is mechanical work. And as you already know, it also consists of two parts, where the exercise and the workouts are not in the first place, and it was never there. So the thermal effect of food will be influenced through the diet on metabolism, and this includes synthesis, resynthesis, and other restorative processes that will be triggered by our workout activity, and mechanical work, which will be directly discussed today. But mechanical work will be not in the first place. Mechanical work, we have training and we have household activities, as we discussed. What do you think is the most efficient calorie expenditure? Is it some fat burning exercise workout, or it's simple household activity, washing the floor, playing with the kids? Let's dive a little bit into it. So, speaking about the household activity, how many calories does it expend? And of course, taking to different people, it can vary from 0 to 2,000 per day. If you're especially lazy and you are using all the facilities that modern world gave you, you might have this household mechanical activity to spend not much more than 0. If you're quite active, you might do 2,000 or sometimes even more. But let's not go into extremes. Let's take an average figure, even to the lower side, 500 calories a day. And it can be easily achieved throughout the day, not taking a cab, but walking one stop in the evening, not watching soap opera, but going for a walk in the park, and so on and so forth. That is, a day runs up to 500 calories. So total for the week of 7 days is 3,500 calories. And let's look at the training. How many calories do you spend during your workout? So if you're a beginner like me with some belly, you might spend 200, 300 calories during your first workouts. But let's not take this so sad scenario. Let's say that you're a mega super cool advanced gym user. You read a lot of articles on the internet, various blogs, and you will spend 500 calories in one strength training session, just like a champion. So see, you have 3 workouts a week, which is total to 1,500 calories. And now remember from the past what we calculated, and domestic activity spends 3,500 calories, which is 2,000 calories more. So what's the problem? The problem is that when you start doing some kind of extra physical activity that we haven't done before, we strain our central neural system, and we get tired, we feel tired, and we tend to write ourselves an indulgence. You feel that you deserved to rest after the good workout, and you that means you're cutting your household and daily expenditure, because you probably will take an elevator, you might take a cab from the gym, which is quite weird, and you will come back from the workout home, you will lie on the couch because you deserved it, right? You did something extra. So look, you did your 3 good workouts, 500 calories each, 1,500 calories per week, but you will be cutting on your household activity. You will be cutting, and then you will not spend as many during your domestic activities. So you'll be getting these calories from 3.5, so 3,500 calories that you could spend just simply walking in the park, but now you're laying on the couch. So the best kind of physical activity is a strength workout, strength training. You can do quite a lot of them, but now let's concentrate on the strength workout with 12 repetitions per set, and that works really, really well for beginners, especially for beginners. And let's speak about the circle workout, where you work the whole body during one workout, and you involve biggest muscles primarily. The exercises should be basic, compound, and yeah, they should involve the biggest muscle groups. I'll tell you right away a few tips and tricks. So in the correct way, you should do legs first. But usually, if a beginner come first time and he has a lot of extra weight, he can be carried away from the gym after the leg exercise. He can feel dizziness. He just purely feels quite bad after that. So if that's the example of yours, then and then you feel weak after this exercise, you can put it last. It's not exactly correct, but you need to adapt the workout to what is convenient to yourself. And so you might start with a smaller muscle groups, and yeah, in theory it's not right, but if you are second degree of obesity, it is better to be safe than sorry, because we don't want you to turn your knees inside out and never come back to the gym. That's not the aim. So, second thing, you don't need to train small muscle groups, meaning you don't have to pump your biceps. Imagine that, because you probably, when you come to the gym, and all newbies, when they come to the gym, the boys usually pump abs and biceps because you want abs and biceps. The girls want waistline and adventures. That's why everyone keeps screwing up while doing small muscle groups, and we will avoid that in the beginning. We'll do only big ones, because otherwise it's like not doing nothing at all. If you're the one who is curling your biceps 100 times, and then doing 500 crunches, and you think that would build you abs and biceps. Probably not, because it's still covered with a layer of fat, which we are targeting primarily during our first phase of the program. And during the program we'll have 4 phases, so don't worry. You will have some time to spend with your biceps, or for ladies with your glutes, so don't worry. But the time will come for that. And in the beginning, we are concentrating on to spend as much energy as possible. So we are going for a circular workout, and we are going to do it in order: legs, back, chest, shoulders. Then if the strength, if you have any power left, then you can do triceps, abs, and most importantly, you have to focus on the strength increase and the uh, correct moves, not to harm yourself, as your weight will increase with time. So especially in the beginning, you need to put more attention towards the correct exercise completion. Don't worry if they see you with the pink dumbbells in the beginning, and because you don't care, and actually no one cares about you in the gym as much as you think. So don't worry if you take pink dumbbells of 1 kilo, 2 kilos, and do it correctly first of all. So let's agree in the very beginning that the correct technique of the exercise will be our priority for now. um, then as your body adapts to the loads, you will increase weights, and you will grow strength. And if you do exercise with the wrong technique, sooner or later you will get injured. But don't hesitate to approach your local gym coach to ask if you're doing it right, to ask for advices. And they might not agree with your approach towards the workouts, which will agree with you together if you join my program later on. But the most important is that they guide you and help you with the correct technique. Nowadays, various fitness programs and marathons are very popular on the internet, which use high intensity interval trainings. Some of them are advanced Tabata protocol or various elements of CrossFit, and I'm going to tell you right now that we won't use this as for now, and we will only use them at the later stages. When? Probably starting from month 3 or 4, basically the stage 3 or 4 of our program, when our body will be ready for this type of exercise. In general, the fashion came from the West, and there is a principle that already is passing there, which still gets momentum in here. You probably know such authors as CNT Body Rock and high intensity trainings. What's the point of these workouts? Well, they are short and high intensity, which means they're selling like crazy, which is good for the author of the program. But let's look at who is normally going for weight loss. If we're speaking about ladies, what time of their life they are going for weight loss normally? Yeah, it's after having a baby, after giving a birth. But the problem is, problem number one is the female body produces the hormone like relaxin, which weakens it prepares the birth canal and hip joint for upcoming birth. So this relaxin hormone increases all the time as the pregnancy progresses. And what it does, to put it in simple way, it makes the cartilage and ligaments between the bones softer. It basically relaxes them. So what's the problem is if with the hormone? Because it doesn't act selectively, so just on the hip area or on the joints, but it affects all the body. All joints are no longer stable. Cartilage and ligaments become soft. And if you look at the official statistics of knee injuries, so women have 5 to 7 times higher than men, which means that the women have several times more problems. Why? Because, well, any exercise, for example, jumps and then low sit, well, that consists of 3 elements, right? You need to jump correctly, land correctly, and then also post your legs in the correct way, which is difficult, technically difficult. Technical coordination is needed. So if you're doing, especially for the first time, there are multiple parameters that might be violated, and and the technique of performance of the movement might be not as correct, which might damage your health. And now imagine you're a young mom who wants to lose weight, start doing low saddle jumps, incorrectly with the wrong technique to perform the movement, and your knees suffer. This is the reason number one. So the reason number two, what is the second most common problem for girls, especially after giving birth, is the dropping belly button as pregnancy progresses. The intra-abdominal pressure if the in the abdomen increases. When the intra-abdominal pressure decreases dramatically after childbirth, this is when the person begins to lose weight and the fat capsule around the internal organs decreases. This causes the kidneys to drop, but of course they don't just drop on their own. That would be quite extreme example already. You always need a stimulus, and this stimulus is a dynamic shock dynamic loading. Basically, imagine that you're jumping, and how much pressure you put not just on the knees but also on your internal organs. So imagine jumping heavily, and the knees are quite visibly destroyed because the shock on the knees. Imagine that you're just running and you have up to 5 times the load on your knees comparing to knee joints comparing to your only standing. So imagine comparing this running to jumping. So and especially jumping with incorrect amplitude. So it's not far from injury. So basically, the dynamic shock load makes the kidneys go down. Well, and what happens next? A person goes to the doctor, and what does he do? Naturally, the doctor says you can't reduce your body weight, you cannot get rid of fat because obviously it will reduce your living capsule, and you can't do any kind of strength work. So the person basically drives herself into these limits, and well, she wanted best for herself, but then somehow she decided that the person on the screen knows better how to take care of her health than she would do herself, and she trusts the person on the screen as much that now she suffers because she doesn't do the background check of what's good, what's bad for her, and she just buys whatever is quick and with the promise of good results. So as a result, we have a sad picture. Third is perversion of eating behavior, and that is normally happening in those short-term marathons like 4-week transformation, 14 days, 21 days is selling quite well as well because it sounds good. Basically, transform your body in 21 days. Who wouldn't like to do that? But basically, it's a good way to just destroy your eating behavior, eating habits, because the kilograms are going really down, and if your body decreases, you see the result on scales. It can motivate you for a while, but you're not losing fat. I mean, you're losing kilograms, and I never heard that someone want just to be light. But basically, yeah, for a short period of time, you can sustain some rules. You can restrict your various foods, cutting carbs, cutting fats, using various drugs. A normal person can keep these restrictions for 14 days, 21 days. But the problem is that he thinks that after 21 days or 4 weeks, he will tolerate that, he will dry up, and everything will work after that. But after this day passed, he took picture after, and what normally happens? Naturally, the person gets his eating habits back because they don't change in 21 days, and then he, well, even more, when he was working in a caloric deficit, he's constantly drawn. He was tempted for sweets, for fatty foods, and yeah, then the person just breaks down. And what happens then? Our body was constantly suffering, so now body seeks to compensate that for the lost fat and to basically recover the fatty tissues. So moreover, even if you're doing strength training, Hypertrophy of skeletal muscles will occur several times slower than the increase in fat tissue. So that's the way our body works, and it adapts to the perversion you presented to it. This problem number three. And the problem number four, I think it would be enough. Um, all of these workouts, they happen above the anaerobic threshold, and the body is using glycogen as a energy source. And when glycogen runs out, what do you use? Exactly. Your hardly gained muscle tissues, which means it destroys its own protein. uh, why it is destroying its own protein and not preserving muscle mass? Because strength work is almost not existing. Yeah, you do exercises with your own weight, but your weight is decreasing, hopefully. And for example, if what is more effective in 30 seconds to do 40 squats or jump 40 times, or in the same 30 seconds make 12 squats, but with additional barbell weighing 30 kilograms. Naturally, for synthesis and resynthesis, more effective is option two, but option two is not selling well. Much better is to sell short workouts that you can do at home, hopefully listening to your favorite songs of Miley Cyrus, and then lying on your favorite fitness mat. Just look on the internet. Videos of short workouts are gaining millions of views, and you know why? Because a person gets up, opening YouTube, and turns the video on, starts doing it, same thing repeating after the trainer in the video, and that's why they have lots of views, good ratings. But look at what people write in the comments. For example, what a great exercise. I immediately found it hard to do, to repeat, but the severity of the workout is not an indicator of effectiveness. Or, oh, it was a great workout. I was really sweaty, and sweating also is not an indicator of effective workout. It's purely a heat exchange. You might sweat much more in the warm room rather than in the cold room. But it's not reflecting the effectiveness of workout in any way. Or, oh, my body, my whole body aged the next day. I couldn't get up, I couldn't walk, I couldn't go up the stairs. But post-training pain is an indicator of brill damage. That's will happen with everyone who is just starting training, and or maybe just starting the training or made a big break there. So it's not an indicator of effectiveness again. And where did this fashion come from in the first place? Well, people love it, and well, first of all, it's fun and fast, and the second, I myself like this kind of shows. You know, for example, this show you Extreme Transformation with Chris Paul, where a man weighs 200 pounds, and he loses over a year, 150 to 140, and you watch them pulling trucks, rocks, in a pull-up barbell pulling. Why do we like all these things? Because we associate ourselves with the main character, and we look at him eating chips, and we think that, well, I can do it too, if he can. So I'm good, and when he succeeds, we feel that we did went this journey with him. Nationally, we feel a rush of cheerfulness, that we can do it too. That's why we like superhero movies, because we associate ourselves with a superhero. And for those who have younger children, probably understand me even more, because I have my nephew who basically is a 5-year-old Spider-Man, and that's okay. I used to be a musketeer myself, but now I'm a Batman. So we all like this training programs, and we don't even think what processes are going in our body. We don't think about why people start feeling lower back pain, having high blood pressure, and so on. uh, just because I paid money to the person, he should think what's best for me, and think for myself, right? Wrong. That's your health, and neither your acquaintances nor coach, no one will think for you more than you should yourself. So before you do something, ask yourself what's going to happen in your body, and what's the bottom line of your after. Do you want to lose weight? Do it right. Do you want to train your strength, endurance? Do it right. Not what your some random Uncle John from your neighborhood told you. If he told you to jump from the morning till the evening, and you just jump without thinking. I'll not go into the technique of all the exercises, as you can find them all on the internet. And the basic message is that there's no specific fat burning exercise, and there are only principles that are rational to follow and nothing more. I hope you got the main point that is important. So graduality, and master the technique of the exercises first. The problem is that when we start working out, it seems to us that we are doing it for 2 weeks and no results and no progress. The principle here is that the average person, normally overestimates what can be done in a short period of time and underestimates what can be done in a long period of time. This is how our psychology works. And that is, if you think that now I'll start to lose weight, and you sign up for the 2 week project, in 2 weeks there is no result, and naturally you were kind of raped with a high intensity interval training, and then 800 calories a day. Naturally you are drained, and your glycogen and water are gone. And as I like to call, it was a fat big girl, and now it's became a fat little girl. So we underestimate what we can achieve over long periods of time, and the most important thing is consistency, and consistency of effort applied during the long period of time, because you can have enough motivation to start, you can have good discipline to continue, and then if you add to that the consistency over a period of time, you'll achieve really great results. And it applies to any environment and in any matter that you're doing. If you want a beautiful perfect shape, if you want to create a successful business, if you want a perfect family relationship, it is not gained in a 1 or 2 weeks, and you're good to go. Consistency of effort, constantly and systematically distributed in time, is everything to achieve a goal. And to set a goal is not the main thing. The most important thing is what I like to call, what is the goal behind the goal, what is the purpose, the generic honest purpose that you need to admit to yourself. And then look, what is our goal? We want to lose weight, to lose fat preferably, and that's not our goal, right? Our It's our urge, our desire. We want money, and is it our goal? It's not. It's our desire. We perceive it, and we perceive it so. So if you make a target for yourself, but the goal that you admitted to yourself is not the true purpose, it's just a desire, you will act on it like it is a desire. So basically, you think that it would be great to become rich, or weight less, but we do perceive it as seriously, and we are not ready to work on it as seriously. We'll try, we might succeed, but we might not, and who cares? The most important thing is the goal behind your goal. Why do you need to achieve your goal? And that's the most important thing. The true purpose of the targets that you set for yourself. And only then you can have an underpinned commitment to go for it 100% and achieve it. So let's say a girl that wants to lose weight. Is the goal? No. But what is the true motives and motivation? Maybe she just wants to dominate among her female friends, or maybe she wants extra attention from her crush, or for example maybe she wants just to be more confident and not afraid to undress on the beach. That's the goal behind her goal, and for the sake of this she will go and achieve. That's the true purpose, and when there is a goal for the purpose, then to achieve the very first targets, it's only a matter of time. Same works for men. Men do not go to the gym just to be beautiful. Maybe in recent years it became a fashion, but previously men went there just to become strong and to develop the moral qualities of persistence, and that's it. So think about your purpose for what you do, for why you do what you do, and why you get up from the bed in the morning, just to get your ass off and then sit at work, come home, watch soap operas, YouTube videos. If that's so, then maybe it's a problem. And the next point, many people who do not reach their goal, they have so-called cognitive dissonance, where their views on life and their surrounding reality adjusts. So if you are overweight, you probably have good excuses why it is so. Maybe your parents also are overweight, and then you think it's a genetic thing that you cannot change. Maybe your metabolism is so destroyed that you cannot do anything about that, and so basically your surrounding will adapt to that, and you will live in the reality according your set of mind. So try to spot that in yourself and try to set your mind in the way that it would work towards your goal, not contradict your goal. Just imagine for a moment that you know what you should be doing right now, and the thing that you're doing right now, watching this video, does it bring closer to your goal or not? If it does, fine, but usually it does not. And try to distinguish all this social noise from what really brings you closer to your goal and to your purpose and goal behind your goal. So if you're, let's say you decide now that your main goal for now is to lose weight, lose fat, realize that you have to expend more energy that you used to. And if you want to build muscle, for example, right now, start the synthesis of protein structures is what you need to aim for. If you want to build a career in your workplace, just sitting on your chair 8 hours and then trying to run out on Friday as early as possible is not enough. You have to be proactive in the area in which you want to develop. So you have to be extra proactive and just look at how people around you do, how they act, and never do the same. Be the most active in your gym, be the most active in your workplace, be the most active in your family. um, it's enough to go to the gym 3 times a week to work out, but over the course of few years, and you'll be starkly different from all people around you that you see today. That's it for today. Thank you for staying until the very end. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the newsletter, because only then you'll find out about the start of the program that I'll be starting quite soon. That would be an online course, and I'll be gathering people that want to basically transform the attitude towards the healthy lifestyle and start doing something. So my goal is to help people and also to train and to keep motivated myself in the group, but also to motivate others. Share the knowledge that I gathered throughout the time, because it would be very selfish if I wouldn't keep it for myself. I'm looking forward to see you in the next episode. Thanks. Bye bye.